watch my grandpa in the heat of summer's haze. He'd be out there in the pasture for days and lonely days, with a crowbar and a shovel and hands of leathered stone, building up a boundary that would stand when he was gone. He never used no mortar, he never used no wire, just the wisdom of a farmer and a soul that wouldn't tire. I asked him once, Grandpa, why'd you work so hard and slow? He just smiled and wiped his brow and said, son, someday you'll know some things ain't meant to be easy, some things are meant to be true. And every stone he lifted was a lesson I saw through. He was building an old stone fence, solid, straight, and strong, a place where right was always right and wrong was always wrong. Every stone was a decision, every rock a prayer he'd send, a testament to a faithful life right up until the end. And he taught me that a good man's heart, you've got to build it just the same, one stone at a time. In Jesus' name. Now I'm out here in my own field, and the world is moving fast, with promises of easy roads that were never meant to last. And when the winds of trouble blow and try to tear me down, I think about that old stone fence on that quiet holy ground. It's still standing through the seasons, it's still holding back the wild, a lesson for a grown-up man he taught a little child. He was building an old stone fence, solid, straight, and strong, a place where right was always right and wrong was always wrong. Every stone was a decision, every rock a prayer he'd send, a testament to a faithful life right up until the end. And he taught me that a good man's heart, you gotta build it just the same, one stone at a time. In Jesus' name. So I'm building up my own life now, with choices that are true, with a little bit of His grit, Lord, and a whole lot of you. Hoping when my time is over and my own kids look behind, a legacy of solid faith is what they're gonna find. Like that old stone fence, built to last. Yeah, that old stone fence, the die is cast, one stone at a time. I remember climbing that stone fence with the whole world in my eyes. I told my father I was grown and I took my share of the prize. I walked away so proudly down a road that looked so wide, with a pocket full of silver and a heart that's full of pride. But the world's a hungry monster, it'll chew you up and spit you out. And I ended up with empty hands in a world of fear and doubt. And I found myself in pigsties with the filth and the disgrace. And I saw my Father's righteous face in every stranger's place. I finally gathered up my shame and what was left of me, and I turned back to the only home that I could ever see. And that was a long way home, down the Prodigal's road, carrying a lifetime of a heavy sinner's load. I was ready for a lock gate and a cold and angry stare, but I saw a figure running like he'd been just waiting there. And the arms that wrapped around me, they were full of grace and bone. Yeah, it was a long, long way, but it was the way back home. I had my speech already about how I'd sinned and gone astray. Just make me like a servant, sir, is all I ask today. But he put a robe upon my back, a ring upon my hand, said, kill the fatted calf, my son is home in his own land. He didn't ask me where I'd been, he didn't ask me why, he just celebrated that a part of him that died was now alive. And that was the long way home, down the Prodigal's road, carrying a lifetime of a heavy sinner's load. I was ready for a lock gate and a cold and angry stare, but I saw a figure running like he'd been just waiting there. And the arms that wrapped around me, they were full of grace and bone. Yeah, it was the long, long way, but it was the way back home. Some roads look wide and easy, and some roads look so grand, but the only road that matters is the one that takes your hand and leads you from the wilderness back to the Father's light, back to the only place on earth where everything's alright. The long way home, he met me on the road. The long way home, he carried my whole load. Thank God I'm home. My hands are tired of working, my mind is tired of schemes. My heart is tired of chasing all these temporary dreams. The world keeps shouting faster, the world keeps shouting more, till I don't know who I am or what I'm even fighting for. There's a list of things I haven't done, a list of things I need, and my soul is just a fallow ground that's overgrown with weeds. So I'm putting down my hammer, I'm turning off the news, I'm walking past the worries and the worn out weary blues. There's a place that's always waiting, where the frantic striving ends, where the presence of the Father like a gentle rain descends. And I'm sitting on my Father's porch, where the welcome mat is laid, and I'm learning how to be still and know and not be so afraid. The wind whispers through the rafters, and it sounds a lot like grace, and I find my truest purpose in this quiet, holy place. The world can keep on spinning, but my soul has found its home, sitting here upon the front porch, where I never am alone. The birds don't worry about the dawn, the lilies bout the dew, and they're dressed in greater glory than I ever thought or knew. They ain't striving for position, they ain't fighting for a prize, they're just resting in the goodness of the one who made the skies. And I'm learning from their lesson, I'm learning to let go and trust the patient gardener who will surely make me grow. When I'm sitting on my Father's porch, where the welcome mat is laid, and I'm learning how to be still and know and not be so afraid. The wind whispers through the rafters, and it sounds a lot like grace, and I find my truest purpose in this quiet, holy place. The world can keep on spinning, but my soul has found its home, sitting here upon the front porch, where I never am alone. It's in the quiet that I hear it, a voice that's soft and low, the answer to the questions that I fought so hard to know. The strength I couldn't find in work, the peace I couldn't buy, is waiting in the stillness underneath the patient sky. Just be still and know that He is God. Be still on this sacred side. Be still. Is getting lower, feel the chill upon the land, and I'm looking back at all the things I built with my own hand. They're ain't no marble statues, no headlines with my name, just a life of simple, honest work through the sun and through the rain. I never moved a mountain, I never parted any sea, and I wonder what the world will ever have to say about me. 'Cause I see the years behind me like a long and winding track, and I wonder if I left enough good things to look back. Did I do enough for Jesus? Did I make my daddy proud? Was my one and only single voice just lost inside the crowd? But maybe all he asks of us when everything is done is to leave behind a good man's shadow underneath the sun, a place of gentle comfort where the weary can find rest, a shade of firm conviction when their faith is put to test. It ain't a thing of power, it ain't a thing of might, it's just the quiet, steady legacy of a single burning light. It's in the way my daughter prays, the kindness in my son, the promises I kept till every single job was done. It's in the trust of a good neighbor, the comfort of my wife, the simple daily moments that made up a blessed life. Maybe that's the only treasure that a man can leave behind, a reputation for a loving heart and a peaceful state of mind. And maybe all he asks of us when everything is done is to leave behind a good man's shadow underneath the sun, a place of gentle comfort where the weary can find rest, a shade of firm conviction when their faith is put to test. It ain't a thing of power, it ain't a thing of might, it's just the quiet, steady legacy of a single burning light. And that shadow doesn't come from me, I know that for a fact. It's just a reflection of His grace upon this dusty track. 'Cause I'm standing in the light of the sun, and that's the only reason why my little shadow even gets to stretch across the sky. A good man's shadow, long and true, and it all points back, dear Lord, to you. A good man's shadow.